What's up, guys? I'm Sam Clevenger. We're at one of my Jeremiah's Italian Ice franchises, and this is part 2 of the biggest influencer strategy a brand of our size has ever implemented. Last week, I had 4 influencers come by the store and film with us. If you saw part 1, we're gonna be doing the same thing today, but I'm gonna dive a little bit more into detail on how I coordinated all of this. It's basically what a PR agency would do for a brand of our size, coordinating having the biggest foodie influencers coming by our stores and showcasing our product. This is how you blow up a brand. I'm Sam, I build brands and show you how. Let's get to it. We just finished with the first influencer. Houston Foodies just came by. I think it went pretty good. We focused on the cakes. We got some great product shots. Kind of a lot going on. Actually today I forgot to schedule some extra models. So luckily my friend Natalie was able to come by and help us out a little bit. But I think it went pretty well. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm looking forward to the next one. We've got Texas Eats First on the way. But they actually had a flat tire. So I don't know, they're supposed to be here 35 minutes ago. We were kind of running behind, so I'm glad that they're late, but it seems like they had a flat tire, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. The next thing after that is we have the Hangry Houstonian, which is gonna be pretty good, and then later today, we've got one more. So 1 down, 3 more to go. 1 has a flat tire, so we'll see what happens and where it goes from here, but we'll keep going. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you guys, basically, I put together a huge spreadsheet where at first I reached out to like 40 different influencers, and I literally asked everybody for their recommendations. I went online, I asked AI to get every influencer that it was in Houston. And what I'm looking for is people who are hyper local. I don't want to find like Texas broad people or like people who travel around doing foodie. I wanted people to be I wanted everybody to be very hyper local to Houston. So once I kind of created a list of about 40 influencers, I started reaching out to them, and everything from a DM to an email, you could imagine any way you could reach them, I pretty much reached out to them. And then I started building this spreadsheet. So basically on the spreadsheet here, I have their Instagram account and their TikTok account. And then I took their email, and a lot of times I kind of had to like dig around to find their email. And then I emailed all of them. I created kind of like a template, and I emailed each one of them saying, hey, this is Sam with Jeremiah's. Here's what we're doing. I'd love to get some pricing for this. Back and forth a couple times, finally got their pricing. For this video, I'm going to cut their pricing out out of respect for the influencers. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I paid. A lot of them I did go back and forth and try and negotiate down a little bit just because we're doing such a massive campaign here. So I wanted to make sure that we were spending our dollars strategically. So I collected everybody's price, and then I made some notes here as well. And I'll kind of show you after I collected as all of these guys' pricing. You see, I got a lot of influencers here. I started narrowing down who I really wanted to use. And so at first, I presented a list of the top 12 that I thought were really hyper local to Houston and the biggest bang for our buck. So I had 12 of them. I brought them to all my investors, and I asked them, hey, this is what I want to do. I kind of proposed to them, hey, this is how much it's going to cost for everybody. Here's what I want to do. Here's a list of them. I had some back and forth, and ultimately we came down to cutting down the budget a little bit more from what I had originally proposed. I wanted to go really big, maybe next year, but we ended up going with the top 7. So I kind of worked collaboratively with everybody, asked their opinion on who we should use, and ended up going with 7 that I really felt like were going to make the impact and the difference for Houston. So what I did was then I put together this final list, and I've got their Instagram, their TikTok, the people who are actually using, the prices that we have with them, and then any notes. And then I put their follower count so I could present it to the investors. And then I started scheduling it out. So there was a lot of back and forth with everybody actually saying, okay, what day can you do? I tried to batch them in groups. So, we had 4 one day in our part 1 video, and then we have 4 today in our part 2 video. And so with that, I just went back and forth with them a ton, email. Some of them started texting me, DMing me. Honestly, the influencer market is kind of funny. Every single one of them has been late, which is fine. I don't really care. It's cool with me. But we scheduled everybody out, hour blocks, just knocking it out. That's one thing that I would probably change next time. I probably would put 2-hour blocks just because it's kind of rushed. But with that, then I paid them mostly via Zelle. And then I had to collect their W-9, right? Because at the end of the year, we're going to need all these tax forms. All my investors are going to need it for their LLCs. So I made sure I collected everybody's W-9, make sure I paid everybody. And then I'm also tracking when they posted it as well. And then I'm making sure I share each post with everybody, make sure I hit up Jeremiah's corporate so Jeremiah's corporate can reshare it. So there's just a lot of communication between actually getting with the influencers, scheduling them. A lot of times they have managers and whatnot as well. So I had to get with their managers and whatnot, schedule it, and then get with the investors, take their money in, distribute everything, get the W-9s, distribute that, and then each video distribute that. One thing I want to talk about too, it was really important to me that they highlighted the brand itself and not just one store location. And so I actually sent them a script, and I put together like the 4 things I really want them to talk about. And then I also provided them with some digital assets. I even gave them some B-roll footage of treats, a map of where all the Jeremiahs are, and then verbiage on how to speak on our product. We make homemade Italian ice that is layered with soft ice cream to make the famous gelati, right? I wanted them to all kind of speak the same language and highlight our most popular treats. There's going to be consistency throughout the videos, but I also didn't want to take too much of their creativeness away. So when they come here, when they came to film the video, I did tell them, like, we can do it however you really want to do it, but I just wanted to give them a little bit of direction to make sure that they're speaking to the product correctly. So all that being said, probably like 400 emails. I'm not gonna lie, like it was so much back and forth, and I've been working on this for probably like 3 or 4 months. It's a long project, but again, this is what a PR agency would do, and I'm doing it at no cost for the brand because I believe in it, and I know that once we get on people's phones, they're gonna come and visit the stores. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes, how I made it happen, a little bit of the metrics, and a little bit of the ins and outs of how we got here today with the people that you're gonna see. So 3 more to go, we'll hit it rolling. Let's try to make great layers. That's money. Nice, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Ready?
2.5.
25. All right, boom, we just had a Hangry Houstonian come by. I think we did an awesome job. We got some really good cuts of the cake, so super excited about that. The Texas Eats First had a flat tire, like I mentioned, and she's finally on the way, so we're excited to see her. But unfortunately, the 4th influencer, not gonna say who, got a little sick, so she's not gonna be able to make it today. I think that's just the reality of working with influencers. It is what it is. So we rescheduled for next Friday. So today we're only gonna do 3, but that's okay, because honestly, I'm exhausted and I'm hungry. Maybe a quick note for the future is I'll probably do 2 at a time, because man, I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat some food. But in a minute here, Texas Eat First is gonna get here. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna make one last amazing video. And by the way, they're probably one of the biggest of the groups that we have coming. I think they have like 700,000 followers. So I wanna make sure we crush it right now. So I need to energize, hydrate, and get back to it. Hello, how's it going? Hi, I'm so glad you guys made it. I'm Sam. So nice to meet you.
Nice to
So sorry you guys had such a crazy day. That's like a little bit of the video. All right, guys, we just finished up 3 major influencers. Super excited to show you the part 2 video. Thank you for joining in. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be learning along the way with you, showing my mistakes and building the biggest brands in the nation. I'm Sam, I build brands and show you how.